Okay, hi again, boys and girls. Let's go ahead and get out our butterfly packet that we have, okay? And just like yesterday and the day before that, I'm going to read before we begin our work today. I'm going to read our informational text, so I want you to have that in front of you. Again, we circled the words that we know, remember? So I want to make sure that you, when we get to those words, that you're reading those words. And you can probably, because we've read this a few times, read a little bit more than that, okay? So you have that ready. And again, remember, you can pause the video at any time. If I'm going too fast and you need to get your things, go ahead and pause the video. And today we won't need scissors or glue, we're just going to need a pencil, okay? Just a pencil. We're going to be working on this paper right here. Okay, so you have that. Let's go ahead and start. I'm going to read our informational text. Remember, informational text gives us information. It doesn't have any characters in there like Junie B. Jones. There's not a setting or a place where the story is taking place. Like Junie B. Jones, it takes place all the time in school or at home or on the bus. This does not have that, okay? And also there's not a story to it, right? There's nothing happening. They're just giving us information. They're just giving us facts, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, butterflies. Butterflies are insects and start off their lives as caterpillars. They have 4 wings and 3 body parts: the head, thorax, and abdomen. Butterflies also have 2 antennae, which they use to touch and taste and smell. Butterflies feed on nectar from flowers. Butterflies lay eggs. Caterpillars emerge once the butterflies are hatched. Okay, they've given us lots of information there, so go ahead, boys and girls, and have this paper ready. Please make sure that you put your name up above. And again, the first letter in your name is the only big letter, okay? All of the other letters are going to be lowercase, and they're all going to be the same size, okay? We don't want to have any extra big letters that stand out. We want them to all be about the same size, okay? Good. Now let's take a look. It wants us to write down the characteristics, the traits, the things that describe the butterfly. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. What's this word? This word is can. Can. Butterflies can what? And in order to answer that, we need to have this over here. Okay, butterflies can what? What can they do? They can lay eggs, right? Butterflies, and so we want to write lay eggs. We're not writing in big sentences to start it all off. We just want to write some notes, and so you can see here, it says butterflies can, and I wrote lay eggs. That's something that they can do. And let's see what else. Butterflies can, I'm looking at this here to see what exactly we can pull from, but we can also use what we know about butterflies. So a butterfly can fly. Can fly. Good. So I wrote fly. Good. Now, if your words are spelled a little bit different than mine, is that okay? Yeah. As long as it sounds the same. As long as it sounds the same. Okay. What's another thing a butterfly can do? What's another thing a butterfly can do? Well, they can feed on nectar. Remember that nectar comes from the flowers? So I'm going to put that they can feed on nectar. That's that kind of powdery, sticky substance that are inside the flowers. That's what they just love. That's what they love. And again, we talked about their habitat. It's out in nature. It's outside on trees and plants and flowers. Okay. All right, let's look at that middle section. Okay, just the middle part. And what's this word here? These are words that we know. Have. That's right. So butterflies have what? What do they have? Think about their body. We labeled the body the other day. Let's think about what was special about their body. Right? How many wings does a butterfly have? 4. They have 4. So I'm going to write number 4, 4 wings. What else do they have? Now, I know you're telling me that they have 3 body parts, but let's see if we can write down those body parts. I know that I can go back over here, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to underline the 3 body parts that they have. Can you see that? And I'm going to write those underneath what they have. So they have a head. What else do they have? A thorax. Good. And the part that we all have, not a 6-pack, it's an abdomen. It's kind of a hard word to say. Okay, so they have 4 wings, head, thorax, abdomen. What else? What else is sticking up above? The antennae. The antennae. And when I think about the antennae, it makes me think about something else that the butterflies can do. In our informational article, in our informational text, it talks about what those antennae help them to do. Okay, I'm just going to read this sentence, so I want you to listen. See if you can figure out what butterflies can do. Butterflies also have 2 antennae, which they use to touch, taste, and smell. Okay, so I'm going to add that in the can column. So they can touch, they can taste, and they can smell. Okay, there we go. It's a lot to write down, I know. But it's important that we understand that when we're getting information, how to use that information. And if you need to pause the video, pause the video. Okay, the very last one right here, this word is are. Are. Butterflies are what? They're insects. They're insects. They are very pretty insects. Insects. I wrote insects right there. And then I'm going to also write, I think it's important to know that they come from caterpillars, or that they are caterpillars to begin with. Okay, so I'm going to put that they are from, we'll just make it simple, from caterpillars. That's a big word too. That they are from caterpillars. Okay, so go ahead and pause that. Make sure you've got all that information down. it's okay to pause the video and just copy what I have done together. It's hard to do from a distance. So if you need to stop and pause and copy what I've gotten, that's okay too. All right, good. The next time we do this, it might be tomorrow, or we might do it when we come back from spring break, but we're going to put all of that together into a nice writing page that we're going to do here. Okay, so that's the next part. All right. Good job, boys and girls.